Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Git Good at Open Transport Tycoon. Now, we've played in this map until the year 2030 so far, and I think we've done pretty much all there is to do in this map. I've upgraded to the second generation of maglev trains, which are even faster, and after this one there's just one more train that's even faster than this one. But yeah, we've connected all industries to each other, and I think no more industries will spawn because it's currently capped at one type of industry maximum, or well, each type of industry can spawn at most once per town. I could override it with a setting, but I'd rather start something new. So, in order to show you something new, I will now generate a new map. Alright, I've made a new map now, and as you can probably see, there's quite some snow in this map. That's because I chose the things called the subarctic climate, and then when you get above a certain height, the land will actually be snowy. And then, for example, you can have forests in this climate can only be spawned on forested, or well, on snowy areas, I mean. So yeah, that's one change you have in these maps. What I usually do when I generate one of these maps is that there's an option to lower the snow line height, and that's what I usually do to make sure that some snowy areas at least spawn. Because if you don't, no forest will spawn and you won't be able to transport any wood. And there's actually a different chain in this climate for wood than you would have in the temperate climate. Now also I made a map that's a bit smaller because in this round, or in this map, I want to focus on something we didn't really cover in the last round, which is road traffic. I think I'll also make some boat lines across this lake in the middle. Anyway, like any other games, just like we did in the last game, I think we should focus first on transporting some types of cargo, which we can make a lot of money with. So if you look at the cargo payment rates, it looks a lot like the graph that we had in the previous map, but actually goods are on top now, followed by coal, and only after that we have gold, something we also didn't have in the temperate climate. Then there's food. Food also plays an important role in these types of scenarios, but that will be covered later. Now we also have paper, another new cargo type. Then we have wood, wheat. Wheat is kind of like grain was in the temperate climate. We have mail, oil, livestock, and at the bottom we have passengers. So a mistake many people make is that they immediately try to make profitable passenger lines. It's probably more wise to start with something that pays a little bit more. Now, to transport stuff using trucks, of course you're going to need roads. Now, I see a coal mine here. It produces quite a lot of coal, 176 tons. So let's just start by making a road from this coal mine to this power plant. Well, since it's road traffic, and road traffic is quite slow compared to trains, we probably don't want to transport it to the other side of the map, but also I don't see any other power plants. So this is probably the best course of action. Now, there's several types of stations we can choose from. Actually, let's change the colors of our company. In the last round we were yellow, I think we should go for a different color now. Let's go for red. And I want a new face. Let's make a random face. Sure, I like this guy. Alright. And let's name ourselves Git Good Arctic Transport. Alright. Now we're good to go. We could build a HQ somewhere. Let's just do that. I think I'll build my HQ right here. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now we should now probably transport some coals to this power plant. Now there's different stations you can choose from. There's these truck stations, the normal loading bays, and there's the drive-through stations. Now the normal truck loading bays can really handle usually can handle 2 trucks per stop, but you can put them right next to each other, and then trucks will try to choose one that's not occupied yet. On the other hand, you can also use drive-through stations, and truck will try to drive to the front position. These stations are best used for offloading stations. And you should probably also make a bypass like this. These are best used for offloading stations because trucks will park behind each other. And if you use it for a loading station, well, let's say you have 6 trucks loading here. The front one gets loaded first, and second, third, fourth. So, yeah, if you have 6 trucks loading in the station in one direction, then the stop is full in that direction. And if the first 4 ones, for example, drive out of the station, then the last 2 are still in the last 2 spots, and they will hold up any traffic that try to get into the station behind them. So yeah, it's best used just for offloading stations, just so these trucks get out quickly. Now the power plant doesn't produce anything, it just takes coal, so that's a good place to use these stations. You should never, well, if you use these drive-through stations for a farm, for example, well, we'll get to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, now it's time to make some trucks for this coal mine. Let's take these coal trucks. And let's just go to Chindingbury Mines, full load any cargo, and then bring it to the power plant. Now this coal mine produces a lot, so let's make quite a few of these trucks. I don't know what the capacity they have. They can hold 20 tons of coal, produce 207, so it would fill 10 trucks in a month. That's actually quite a lot. Anyway, for road traffic, I always recommend making your trucks and buses share orders. Just so if you decide to let them go to a different station, it's easy to change the orders for all of them by just chasing it for one of them. Anyway, to do that I will just hold control now and then clone these vehicles. I will make 6 now. We may need to increase it a bit later. No, that already cost us half of our money. We still can take quite a big loan. Okay, apparently they chose to first go to the power plant, but this one at least first started loading. Alright. I think we have only one coal mine in this map, but that will probably increase later as we play this map longer. Since we have quite a few towns here, and each town can have a coal mine. So I'm now fast forwarding a bit. and there's actually already quite a lot of coal stacking up in this station. I will just create a few more. This should be enough. Let's tell them to go to the mines first instead of the power plant. Okay, like I said, we probably don't have any more coal mines here. The map is quite small. And indeed, that was the only coal mine we have at the moment. Alright, that should give us a nice steady income for the beginning of this map. Now let's take a look at some of the other industries. Now, for example, here you can see oil wells, and oil wells in this climate have an important change compared to the temperate climate, because oil wells will just increase and decrease production like other industries will, unlike the temperate climate where they would always just decrease production. Also, as far as I know, oil rigs won't spawn in this climate, so yeah, you will really need to use oil wells if you want to transport oil. So I think we can connect this oil well, and we'll need to transport the oil to an oil refinery. Well, this looks like the only oil refinery for now, so let's transport our oil there. Now again, we first will need to make some roads. I see an opportunity to make roads here. Let's quickly move this depot. And let's make ourselves a road here. Let's use the drive-through stations here. It may be better to use the other type here, but I don't think it should matter too much here. For now at least. Alright, let's make some oil tankers. We should probably first build the road to the oil refinery. Oh, I see I left breakdowns enabled. I usually play without breakdowns, so I really don't like the way they work here. And they will cause huge traffic jams in these maps where you only have road traffic. Alright, now road traffic can also use existing roads. I will build around this farmland just to make it a little bit less expensive, and I will use some of these existing roads here. Now for trains, you cannot place signals on a bridge, but for road traffic that's not an issue, so you can make the bridges really as long as you want. Of course there is still a speed limit on bridges, but it's nowhere, the cars don't go anywhere near this number. Now this oil refinery will start producing goods when we deliver oil to it. It is probably best to make separate stations here for loading and for unloading. Just because you don't want to have any cars waiting at the station where other cars should be unloading, especially if you use the drive-through stations. So here I will just make a drive-through station for the cars to unload, and I will make a separate station for the cars to load goods. Now these oil wells produce around 100,000 liters of oil per month. These tankers can have 21,000 liters of oil, but the road to the oil refinery is quite long, so we'll probably need quite a few of these vehicles. I will start with just a few. Actually, we should probably share orders here as well. So, go to the oil well, and then go to the refinery. And now I will hold control and just buy a few of these. And we'll probably increase that later. Now, we actually have a lot of coal waiting here now, so we're gonna need a lot more of these coal trucks. The good thing about using trucks is that it's easy to make a few more or a few less depending on the amount of cargo that gets produced. With trains, you often have to change the amount of wagons you have on a train. Or usually I just have way too many trains for one industry. I should tell these trucks to go to the mines first. That will solve itself. Okay, the first oil tanker is starting to go to the oil refinery. I should probably buy a few more. Now here you can already see an issue, because I use this drive-through station here, this loading, this drive-through station here at these oil wells. For example, this one here is already full, but now it's waiting for a truck that for some reason went in front of it. And now another truck is waiting, and this one's still at 0%. So yeah, that's just issues you can get when you use the drive-through stations. I just now told it to skip its destination and go to the... I just told it to skip its destination, and then I told it to skip again, so now it will go again to this station. And then it will probably wait behind this truck. Now, something you can also do to increase the capacity is to just build multiple of these stations next to each other. So just like this. And now we already have a bit more space for trucks to wait and to start loading. Now it may even be better to just have two of these. So now if you do it like this, then you're sure the trucks will only be waiting here at this stop, and they won't be waiting any further at the back. This is probably even a better setup. And we could even make them in the middle, because trucks can also come from the other side. So yeah, one of these stations can actually hold 4 trucks. So 2 from this side and 2 from the other side. So they actually have higher capacity than these loading bay stations. Okay, our tankers are doing well. I think we can use a few more of these. As you can see, the number of vehicles is already climbing quite fast, even though we only just started. Okay, now we need this oil refinery will start producing goods. So now we need a location to bring our goods towards. Now we should probably just select a city, and I think we should just go for this one that's right in the center. We will have more industries later that will start producing goods. So if it's nice in the center, it will be not easy to reach. Now we should probably first make a station in this town before we ruin our reputation, because we probably need to remove some trees to finish this road. Now we probably want to have some good capacity here. Looks like we need to build somewhere here. And right here it accepts goods. There's only a few tiles here. I will just make a station right here. Maybe we can expand it later, but it could be tricky. Alright, let's make a little bridge here, and we can just connect to the city, existing city roads. Now let's make a depot, and we should probably also make a separate station for our goods. Okay, let's do it the same like we did on the other side. Just make several stations next to each other, and here comes another big load of oil. Okay, let's make some goods trucks. Let's full load any cargo, and let's drop it off here in the city. Now let's hold control while copying these trucks. Let's make 10 of them. Okay, we are already starting to earn some decent money from our oil and our coal lines, so that's good. But I should probably stop building if we want to actually be profitable. Or I could fast forward the game a bit, and then we would probably make money. But for now, let's just keep investing in our network. Now we will actually need some extra oil trains, or oil trucks, I mean. So let's build a few more of these. We already have 48 trucks just for these few lines. So yeah, that will the number of trucks will increase a lot. So that's also why it shows such a small map. Just so we don't reach the limit too quickly. I think the limit by default is at 500 trucks, but we can probably increase it if necessary. Now let's fast forward a bit and see what happens. Oh, by the way, I should probably also make a bypass road, just so the trucks have a way to return without passing through these stations again. Okay, it looks like these oil trucks just passed through the station without delivering their oil. And that's because I built it too far from the oil refinery. That's really a rookie mistake, and that's probably also why so much oil was waiting at the station. Alright, they now start delivering their oil, and now the goods trucks start filling, and they're now delivering their goods to the city here. And also the town now starts growing, because we're delivering cargo to it. Look at that little army of trucks delivering goods. I really like how that looks. And of course the station no longer accepts goods. So we should find a solution for this. Okay, that's bad news. The city just no longer accepts any goods at all. Probably too small. So we'll need to find a new location to transport our goods to. This one doesn't accept goods either. Neither does this one. This one. So this town is the only place that currently accepts goods. So we'll have to transport them right here. We have some space here for to make a station, and we can just connect these towns together by using many of the existing roads. Now I will show you why it's so good to have shared orders for these trucks. So instead of having to change the orders for every truck, I can now just tell them to go to this station and delete the other order, and now it has been changed for all of these goods trucks. Now that saves you a lot of work, trust me. Alright, let's clone a few more of these, because the distance to this new to this other city is quite a bit longer. Alright, I'm happy with the way this is going. I think I will leave it at this for this episode. In the next episode we'll connect some more industries, and I'll show you some more specifics of the Arctic climate. Alright, that was it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.